11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Bernardo won it. Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano. Using the ropes, the stadium. Smile from Sammy crashing out. Oh, down Roach
And thanks to those joining us live and those that will be joining us on the archive, Dstyle here. I've been joined by the one and the only, the lovely Christine Lopez. In the ring with Christine is the YouTube channel. Make sure you also subscribe to her YouTube channel. Those watching from the Christine's channel, welcome. Those watching from Christine's X, welcome. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channels. Hit the bell button so you're notified every time we come on live. Also, the beanie's back because it's getting cold. I'm just saying. I've been waiting for it to get cold just so I can wear the beanies. I feel cool again.
Where is it cold at? You're in Texas. Today it was like it was 89 degrees. I was burning up.
It's cold. Right? Anything under 80 is cold to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I bring the heat, so it gets cold really quick.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
That's 100% what it is. We got E. Woodson in the chat. Thank you for being a member, brother. Ramirez Boxing from Christine's channel. Shout out. Nando in the building, and I did say Ed Wilson. So we'll be having a special guest in a moment. Amelia Moore. She's in that Fight League. She's gonna have her third professional fight soon, and all that good stuff. She's 2-0 with one knockout. And I've been watching some past interviews and stories on her, and when we have some questions we want to ask her, and just to see what's up. You know what I mean? So a lot to ask about that. You know what I mean? And I think by the end of the interview, she'll be like, "That guy's cooler than Christine."
Yeah. Not. Crystal said, "I see Mr. Dstyle is alive and well. Good to see that."
I'm alive and I'm well. I don't know about the well part, but I'm alive. You know what I mean? Like,
he's still crying over Canelo.
We're hanging in there just a little bit. You know what I mean? We're hanging in there
just a little bit.
It's warming up in North Queensland, Australia. Yes. Turn up the heat, says Mr. Gaylor. Shout out to you. And shout out to all of my subscribers from Australia. And I know I went hard on Tim Zhu yesterday, and I kind of want to talk to Christine about that a little bit.
You went hard on Tim Zhu? I can't believe that. I hate I missed that.
I don't hold back on anybody. All right.
Okay.
Like I people feel my wrath. It doesn't matter when, how, what.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Remy.
For a while, he could do no wrong in your eyes.
I don't know about all that. Where do you get all this stuff from? Like, what's going on? Like, if Tim Zhu, if he burglarized a star, you would come up with something just from Remy with a $2. Evening, everybody. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for the support. Shout out to Remy. He just messaged me a little. I did see your message, brother. I was kind of in the middle starting this, but he's saying, "I'm not getting notifications. What's going on? I don't know." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Christine's behind it somehow.
He's slacking. Remy. Yeah. I'll make sure you get notifications.
No, we don't do that. Like, YouTube's supposed to put out the notifications. We have nothing to do with it. I mean,
I'm gonna call somebody.
Yeah, but make sure you guys hit that bell button and all that good stuff. Let me just get the Boots thing out of the way. I know you're a huge Boots fan. You know what I mean? Yesterday, I have another coach. Just yesterday. Just Lyndon. I'm sure you know him. You've been on some roundtables with him, and he's a former Olympic boxer out in Australia, former promoter, all that good stuff. And he went in on Boots too. He doesn't go in on anybody. Like, he's tired of all the Karens and what's the name of the other dudes he's fought? Like whoever's fought. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's fighting those people that always ask for managers at the Applebee's. They didn't get enough lime to the water. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? With a certain haircut? Like why is he fighting those people? You know, it's time to step up.
I saw somebody posted today on X. They're like, all y'all that are talking about Lima, he's no pushover, he's no this, he's no that. I don't think anyone is
This
saying
dude is fighting. He's fighting this dude.
I don't think anyone's saying he's a pushover. Like he's southpaw, okay, he's at Lima. He comes forward. At times he crowds his punches, and I just don't see how he's going to be able to outbox Boots.
I'm noticing a big speed difference too.
Big speed difference. I mean, you see Lima shots from a mile away, and he's really wide. It's like I'm about to throw this right hand right here, and here it comes, hey Chevy. And he
doesn't telegraph them. He sends them by the Pony Express. You know what I mean?
It's like I said, you see them a mile away. So I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, good for Lima, but
look, I don't know. We dislike it. Like, we both agree that we don't like the fight, right?
Yeah.
I don't. We agree on the reasoning. So me, or maybe we do. I don't know. But the reason I don't like it is because I think Boots has the skills and ability to not only compete with all the top guys at 154, but potentially beat any of them. And I want to see him test those skills. I want to see him fight the very best, right? That way, people high on him have a reason to be high on him. Right now, it's all eye tests, and
you believe that, but does he believe that? That's the problem. I mean, he has 34 fights. This guy has 14. Mm-hmm. Who is he? Nobody knew who he was. We can't even lie and say we knew who he was before, until they were going to fight. We started doing research.
According to Eddie Hearn, it's a very dangerous fight.
Well, of course he's going to say that.
I'm just quoting, man.
Well, I mean, of course he's going to say that. So Boots doesn't believe. He doesn't believe that he's ready. Because if he was, he wouldn't continue having these tune-ups.
Karens tune-ups. Well, somebody has to beat the Karens up, though, right? I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to see Boots do something. Like I said, he has 34 fights already. When is it time to test that?
It's also the age, right?
Skills like after the 10th fight, not the 34th fight, not the 35th fight.
It is concerning that he could have had the butt fight if he wanted to.
Yeah.
It is concerning that, according to the Virgil side, and I tend to believe them, that he could have had the Virgil fight.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we're not seeing him fight Virgil, obviously.
No.
Lima looks nothing like Virgil.
Not at all.
And it's also annoying because you got Eddie Hearn, which he's his promoter. He's got to pump him up. I get it.
Yeah, of course he's going to say Lima.
But he's saying things like, Virgil is tailor-made for Boots. He's easy work for Boots. So why wouldn't you make the fight then?
Absolutely, he is not. Like, he would... we have not really seen Boots get really pressured the way I believe that Virgil would pressure him. I don't. I haven't seen it. Nobody's been there to do that in front of him. So I don't know. I mean, are we excited? Sherry said Boots getting beat up in the 154 division. Sorry, not sorry. Great fighter, but compared to others, I don't know. Yeah, definitely Virgil beats Boots. Are you just, man, I can't wait to see this fight this weekend.
No, nobody is.
Nobody's
the only reason I know about it is because I looked up upcoming fights before the show. That's the only reason I know about it. Right. I don't even think I'm gonna prioritize this fight to watch it, to be honest. I'll just catch it on YouTube later.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm up and I'm watching it, then I'm watching it. But I'm not setting my alarm to watch it. I mean, the biggest news that we heard about Boots in the last 5 years, the most exciting thing was that he was Canelo's sparring partner. I mean, let's
is that what Is that what he wants to be known for? To be a sparring
I
partner?
mean, that's what we were like, oh shit, okay. He's the sparring partner, you know. But that was the most excited we've gotten about Boots.
Right.
A lot of people
Uh,
are really sold on him, and yes, as far as the eye test, sure, he passes it. But
mm,
who has he been in front of to really solidify what we're seeing?
Karen twice. You have to
Yeah,
run it back with Karen.
yeah. No, no.
um, I still don't know how he got the ring belt at welterweight. I still don't like.
It's
He
all
did a unify with.
political. It's all political.
They sound like that Eminem song. It's all political.
I know, but it's
And
true.
my music is there. I get, but I guess I just want to like. Even if he ends up losing, whatever, I just want. I will respect him a lot if he just finally just steps up and fights one of these tough
Yeah.
guys. You know,
Yeah, I mean, let's think about this. Okay, so he said he needed a couple of tune-up fights. A couple. Okay,
a
so
couple.
yeah, he wanted a couple of tune-up fights. So this is one, then there's going to be one more.
Mm.
And then what? Then who's he going to fight? Is he trying to age somebody out? Like what is he doing? I don't understand.
I mean, you got Xander around. You got some. I like Thurman's about to fight Fundora.
Yeah.
Like you would think he would want the winner of that fight. I mean, I don't know. This
Well,
just.
he's not calling him. He's not saying that he does. Not that I've heard. Have you?
I will say this: Virgil versus Boots has been one of the most anticipated fights for the last
Mhm.
4 years since the World
Mhm.
Welterweight.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah,
big fight. That's huge.
it is huge.
That's a big fight at 154. I want to
Absolutely.
see it. And I'll say it
Absolutely.
right now. I don't think he could beat Virgil,
I don't
but
either.
but okay, if he doesn't, he proves me wrong. Great. I just want to
Yeah,
do
I
it.
don't mind being proven wrong sometimes. I don't. Just let's just get the fights we want to see. That's the only thing I'm talking about. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, Nobody at 54 is going to keep on fighting the Russian. Um, yeah, but
Mm.
I'm not a fan of him, and I'm sorry. I don't know him. He's probably a really nice guy, but I'm just not a fan of the way he's moving. Let me just say that. You
I
know.
will say I was watching Lima fight. I was watching some of his fights, and not like a terrible fight or nothing like that,
No, he's not
but
terrible. He's good enough. He's
but
decent.
he's tailor made for
Yeah,
Boots.
absolutely he is. And talk about tailor made.
Like
Absolutely.
he's gonna make Boots or Boots should look like $1 million fighting this
Oh,
guy.
he will look like $1 million. I mean, they did research. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They did film study before. Like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Perfect for the style.
yeah.
He comes forward. He's right there in front of you. You see his punches coming from a mile away. He's wide open, you know. He seems to have some cajones.
Mm.
So,
Look, last week you made it's just that we like moved on
mhm.
topics. So one last thing I want to say about Boots is I was impressed with his win over Stanionis. Right now, Stanionis was very inactive and everything, but I
Yeah.
was still very impressed. I
You were
picked
very
Boots to
impressed, or
win.
you were just impressed? You were very impressed.
No, I was expecting it to be a tough fight. I was
Okay.
expecting Boots to win a tough fight, right? And he goes out
Yeah.
there, he just destroys them, right? And Stanionis is no joke. I mean, this is a really tough dude, right? Really good
Yeah.
fighter. He beat Butayev, and I thought he was in quite a role here. And he was a guy that Virgil was going to fight,
Right.
right? And Boots goes out there and just wins, in my opinion,
Uh-huh.
very impressive fashion. But
Yeah.
but you don't seem you just said right now you were very impressed, not just impressed.
Yeah.
Why aren't you very impressed?
I wasn't very impressed. I mean, Sanionis, yeah, there was a time when he was just he's a great fighter. He's a great
Mm.
fighter. He was also he's not in his prime, in my opinion. He was good enough. I think he was also tailor made for him so that to make him look good, and he did. Like you just said, you were very impressed. But is that who we really wanted to see him fight? Like, did that just like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the fight right there. Now we know he's the real deal.
Well, I'll say this one last thing, and then we're going to get our guest
Okay.
on. I was very impressed. I mean, I think Stanionis is really good.
He is
So
good. He is good.
Not really good, just good.
He's good.
All right. I thought it was good, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and bring on our guest here. How is it going, Mrs. Moore? How are you?
Amelia.
Hey guys.
Hello, beautiful Amelia. How
What's up,
are
Coach
you?
Christine?
Hi.
And excellent to meet you. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I got the time zones mixed up and I just got out of a weight management session, so I'm like soaking wet right now.
You're
Oh, you're
good.
good.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're more than fine.
Yes,
Everything's all good.
absolutely.
Welcome to the show. First of all, we see that you're getting ready for a fight pretty soon. I haven't heard of a fight at Foxwoods in a while, but uh, tell us about your upcoming fight. What do you know about Victoria Mason, who's 1-0, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so back on the East Coast, I'm signed with CES with Jimmy Birchfield Sr. And usually we fight out of Mohegan Sun, so 10,000 person arena. So we're going to be at Fox's. It's a pretty intimate setting. It's small. It's 1,300 people, but it's in a theater. So it's a pretty intimate setting. And the headline on it is going to be John Gotti III, and then Marvin Hagler's grandson. So so the cards, bloodlines, clearly. So kind of interesting to see where these guys are going. But I believe I'm the co-main event. So the third to last fight, which is fantastic. And it's being streamed on TMT network. And I did not know that Mayweather had a streaming network. So kind of interesting. There's like a couple different pieces getting thrown with this fight that I'm like, all right, guys, like I'm open to it. Let's see what happens. And jumping back in, I know my opponent, she's traditionally MMA, has had a 5-time veteran UFC fighter, 17 fights through MMA, seasoned veteran, had a little bit of an amateur. I'm so sorry. My dogs are in the background. It's like chaos over here.
Them.
Licking water. Like
we love dogs here.
Yes.
Like, what's happening over there? Chaos. Had a bit of an amateur background in boxing and had one pro fight. So I'm always talking about progressive fights and people are like, okay, yeah, we hear you. And then they're like, so what's with this one? It's just like we won boxing fight, but it's definitely a seasoned veteran. Likes to stand, switch fighter. And I really, really preach that like over and over again. It's like, no feeder fights for people. Like we need to be in a space where
we're just talking about that.
Each fight is progressive, right? And I feel like that's been like it's been like a piece I've been preaching, for a while now. And so again, another step up. I mean, my pro debut was against somebody who is internationally ranked and has had title opportunities. Second fight, same situation. And so I don't know. It's like we built to such a high level in the amateurs. It feels funky to not keep building, moving right into the pros. I wanted to do a 6-rounder for my pro debut, and
they're like, nah.
Yeah, they were like, pump the brakes, Mill.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and speaking of the amateurs, so like for the people that don't know about you, let people know a little bit about your amateur background and how you got here to where you are now.
For sure. Yeah. So 3 Olympic cycle, Team USA athlete. I was a 2020 Olympic alternate behind supporting Rashida Ellis at 60 kilo. I have fought from 57 kilo all the way up to, 64 or 67 kilo. So all the way from 125 all the way to 147. And I've had successful, I've medaled at every single weight class I've ever been in, bronze medalist for continental championships at 125, 57 kilo, Olympic alternate, 60 kilo, world's team member at 63 kilo. I've done it all, punched people in the face all around the world, and had a awesome time doing it, like got to be violent, and it's been fun. I've seen the world because of it. It's like opened my eyes, and I love what I do. It's like I've had this really, I I was fortunate to be born at such an interesting time where I also was like raised into the sport at a particular pivot point where, we've passed Christy Martin, we've passed Layla Ali, we passed the Heather Hardy, and it's crazy because Amanda Serrano's still in it, but we've passed that era, passing the torch as I was in the amateurs, had a bit of a long career, over 100 amateur fights, which is unheard of for women. And, so transitioning, here we are, our Olympic class is now in session, you know what I mean? Like we're now graduated and we're in the world. So, you're seeing we're, burning it, burning down the trail and still blazing, the trail for those to come still, for me, preaching 3-minute rounds, asking for parity in sport, showing real class, we are seasoned athletes at this, and we all have huge pedigrees, the women that are coming in right now. So it's, I love when people are like, man, she's one damn hell of a fighter. Like she's really good. And
you are,
and not hearing like, oh, she's pretty good for a girl. Like, no, that one's smart. She bangs. It's all of it. So yeah.
That's a lot of accolades. We need a bigger trophy case, I think. But you did, obviously now, I was watching some, like, I did some research, right? I was looking at some things.
Okay.
I did watch this one piece of you, and I wanted to ask you about this. So
for sure.
One thing stood out. You talked about having this autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
And you mentioned in that interview, I was a blessing and a curse, and it made you a better athlete.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that? I found that very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I was in the military. Actually went to the U.S. Naval Academy and came out of that with pretty serious autoimmune issues. Actually, it was antibiotic resistant to a certain particular antibiotic. Became very, very ill. And it's been like this crazy journey out of the sticks. And we're talking reoccurring infections, couldn't digest anything. I mean, they were like, you have Crohn's, and like they just kind of labeled it, and then it got deeper and deeper, and was realized that it was more of an IBD situation and a pretty serious messed up stomach that was causing issues in like every front. I was having asthmatic. I was getting inflammation in my lungs, having respiratory infections, gastro infections. It was a mess. And, as I started to, serious pincushion, I had like 4 specialists and 2 different hospital systems. And boxing, it's like, as I started finding myself being pushed more and more towards boxing, it kind of started to exacerbate things in like a different sense. And you're putting huge amounts of stress. You're starting to cut weight. I also started to learn way more about my body. And that had, like I said, had like 4 different specialists. And it was like, I felt like I was a pincushion. Like they kept giving me medications, symptom treating. And I was like, this is crazy. Like everything's getting worse. Nothing's getting better. And so it pushed me down the side of asking, if you're not getting the right answers because you're not asking the right questions. And I started asking more questions and educating myself. And in and of that self, I started to find answers that also increase my performance. And so it's like, if your body's functioning at 100%, it's going to, if you know why you're doing things, you become a smarter athlete, things start to happen, and there's less fluff. I think that, there's a lot of times where we trust the process as athletes. But I think you also should be learning why you're doing those things and what works for you. Because not everything that works for me is going to work for somebody else. But also in the place that I was at, it just like, if I hadn't been that sick, it wouldn't have pushed me down the road in which now, I mean, I just this summer alone, after sustaining injury in April, I became a nationally certified EMT. I have my certified personal training, certified nutrition for sports nutrition certification. I'm working on a gene analyst for high performance right now. And it's just like, thank you so much. It's been like this crazy growth process into understanding the why and like really how to support ourselves and not work against ourselves. And I think that's
and people always talk about boxing being so mental, and it's like having to go through all of these illnesses and train, And I know just, being with camp with you, at times, there were just certain things that had to be done or whatever that you did, and just that, so you're having to prepare to get in the ring, but then you also have to worry about this other stuff. I mean, your mental strength just has to be 1000.
Gosh, I mean, I could tell you the amount of times that I've walked into the ring with like 103, 104 fever. Like I think one of my last Golden Glove, or my second to last Golden Gloves tournament, it was my first fight. I was so sick. I could barely get out of the hotel room, was like, all right, let's go do this, and stop the girl in the second round. Cause I was like, I gotta make this a short night. And it's just
Yeah.
like, how did you just pull that out of you? So, and especially with Team USA,
Yes.
we are in the jankiest hotels,
Mm-hmm.
weirdest food. Like, why is everything cured meats? Like, can we
Yeah.
please just, not get a
Yeah.
croissant and a cured meat for once? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to get. And, the hotels, are we going to have places to cut weight?
Yeah.
Are you sick? Did you get deli belly? It's
Mhm.
just like, you never know. And I would say that the resiliency from having all of those experiences, and also, being sick and not being able to do a lot of what everybody else is doing. It's crazy when I see some of my friends and some of the other athletes, and it's like, man, they can get away with murder. Like they
Yeah.
can eat pizza, they can
Yeah.
drink, and it's just like, I can't do any of that. Like that would put me in the
Yeah.
hospital. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's been a blessing and a curse, because without having to push to that level, I don't think it really would have unfolded the depths, and me having to really understand what root cause is and root causation of what chronic illness is. And it completely changed my perspective on wellness and health, and how we really got to start getting into the driver's seat of our own experience, everybody.
Yeah, you
Wow.
can help other people that are
What's
going through these things. I think it's great.
Yep.
so it is amazing how you kind of turned that into a positive. But
Mhm.
I do want to ask you this: was there ever a point, especially when it first started kind of evaporate, like it started getting worse, like
Yeah.
where you thought about, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or was that never a thought in your mind that you're going to just
No.
find it?
I think that, it's just like, why do painters paint? Why do people dance? Why do people play music? Why are you drawn to the things that you are? And sometimes it just speaks to your soul. And I think that for me, as in sitting in my position, it's like, this thing calls to me. This thing makes me a better person. This thing gives me energy. And the days where I was so sick, so inflamed, had brain fog, felt like I wasn't waking up until like 2 in the afternoon mentally. My body aches, my hands are swollen, I can't lose weight. And it's just like, I'm going through hell. And it's like, yeah, but I'm alive. And it's like, when you choose your path, when you choose the things that you set your energy into, and it's like, well, that's a blessing. It's just like, and I don't know how, at a lot of those times I'm like, I don't know how sick I'm going to get. There's like 4 foods that I can eat right now. It's like
Mhm.
and that's kind of how it happens. Like, chronic disease is usually driven by inflammation. And then, these things just start to, they start to landslide on you. And, there really was a point where it was like, I couldn't eat most foods, and now it's like I've built back to where I have less reactivity, less allergies. And it's just like, wow, that's awesome. I used to not be able to eat
That's
white
great.
potatoes, that
Mhm.
French fries. Come on, guys. Like,
I know.
like, who the hell doesn't want to eat a
French
French
fries.
fry? So, yeah. And I mean, I would say, are those dark places? Yeah, but I've always found that, like, every time that a challenge presents itself, it's literally just an opportunity and an offer to grow. Are you asking the right questions? And
Mhm.
so until you start asking the right questions, you're not going to get the right answers. And so every time I felt like I was like hitting a wall, I was like, oh God, there's got to be something else. There has to be something else.
Yeah, in your case, it's obviously very unique because you got into boxing and it got worse, and then you talked about the root cause. But I do think that there is a lesson in your story. I think everyone should know what's good for their body, not good for their body. I think
1,000%.
a lot of people, like I know people from a job that are always tired, they're always they get sick more than often than others, and maybe they don't know why. And
Mhm.
I just think that there's a good lesson, I think, with your story. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ask questions. And how wild is it that and I think this goes for everything too, right? Like, it's our relationships that we have, the interactions that we have with people, the foods that we put in our choices, it's like,
Mm,
are these things normal, or have we
Mhm,
normalized them? And
mhm.
really
right.
sitting back and being like, you know, not I've spoke on this a few times. I absolutely despise labels. I can't stand when people are like, and then again too, it's like it took me a long time to be like, yes, I'm a boxer, I'm a fighter. I earned that title,
Right,
right? That's a
right.
title, not a label. And I despise labels because it puts people in categories where that's the status quo now. They have
Mhm.
now settled into this place of, this is who I am and this is all I'll ever be. And for
That's
God's
true.
sakes, please, like, don't do that. Like, please do not put a label on yourself. There's a difference between earning titles and placing yourself in a label and being like, this is what it is for me. No, no way. You can
Yeah,
adjust to any situation that you're in. It is a choice.
it's true.
And especially nowadays, I'm like, just go Google it or get on ChatGPT. Just start asking questions.
Yeah, seriously. He's my
We
best
gotta,
friend now. Um, as far as the way you talked about the pioneers, that you came at the right time, you talked about the pioneers that were before you and where you're at now. How does it look for you, women's boxing? I mean, it seems as though everywhere we turn now, they're women, in the conversation, in the topics where there used to not be. How does that make you feel?
mm,
Yeah, it's exciting. It's also exciting. I mean, let's keep building, and again, like the parody of it, let's make big money, guys. I really believe that on the women's side, the branding is phenomenal. Keep being true to ourselves, keep elevating everybody around us, because that's really what it is. I think it's such an interesting place where there are more resources. You found, like, especially I used to see, when the class before me came in, there's a lot of resource hoarding,
Yeah,
because there wasn't, it's
yeah.
like, once you get there, it's mine, and it's like
Right,
nobody
right,
even wanted to share a dietitian. And it's like,
right.
what you don't understand
mm,
is that if you continue to hoard resources, you will never grow
That
until
is
you
so
start
true. Good
pushing people to
point.
grow. That's it.
That is
Congratulations, you made
so
it this far. Wow.
Yeah,
Let's grow everybody around us, and it pushes us to grow, because, do you
I
want to
love
be
your
the
saying
queen
that.
of this mountain, or do you want to be queen of this mountain? And like,
Yes.
that's my sight's always like, let's rise everybody up.
The table's big enough for everyone, and we all have
Yeah.
a different path and a different thing that we're going to do in our respective, situations. So I really love that you said that, because, I'll think that, or I think about things like that, or we have those conversations in private, but you saying it out loud, it's like, yeah, that is so true. Like, that is a thing. That is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy because it's we're starting to, and I have to applaud Jake Paul and Nikisa and Mike
Oh,
Lenardi,
yeah,
like MVP,
absolutely.
what they're doing right now with pay. The fact that they're having fight bonuses.
Yeah,
There's so many opinions, there's so many boxing purists,
right.
they're like, ugh, Jake Paul, but
He's
listen, what
doing it.
he's doing for women's boxing is massive, and
Yes.
in and of itself is creating again that push for growth where
Hmm.
people, there's hope, and when you create hope, you create big time, like a catalyst in growth, and people aren't trying to hoard resources anymore, and
Absolutely.
keep each other out, rise to the challenge. And you're also seeing on his side, he's not protecting them,
Right.
he's given, I mean, he's had
Oh,
some
they're
of his
fighting.
athletes lose their belts already.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's,
yeah. I
you
love it.
know you
I,
want the money, you're going to earn the money.
that's right.
mm.
I'm
Yeah.
going to pay you, but you're going to earn it. Ramirez boxing had two questions. He said, "Do you prefer the 2 or 3 minute rounds?"
Absolutely threes. Yeah, and absolutely not. I mean,
Hmm.
think about that. Like, that's a easy. I'm an elite amateur background. I'm an elite
Hmm.
fighter. My pro debut was less time in the ring than my world championship or any of my amateur bouts. I mean,
Yeah,
we moved away from 2 minute rounds. We were doing 4 twos, and
yeah.
I think it was 2014 or 2015 was the
Uh-huh.
last go. 2015 was
Hmm.
the last go because it was Olympic trials. We did 4 twos, and then that games they switched right over to 3 threes. So
Uh-huh.
my pro debut was less time in the ring, 8 minutes as
Wow.
opposed to 9 minutes as a elite amateur. So
Wow.
yeah, threes all the way. I mean, I spar 10, 12 rounds, 4 minute rounds, especially
Hmm.
when, if you're in Bud's camp, Crawford's camp, that B&B demands 4 minutes. So yeah,
Do
threes, nothing.
Yes.
What do you make of the? I know the WBC in particular. Mauricio claimed that they've done studies and that it's not good for women's health to be doing 3 minute round because the bodies are different, the skeleton's different, everything's
Mm.
different. What do you make of that? And I haven't actually seen the. I don't think anybody has seen the report, but
Yeah, I was gonna
uh,
say the same thing. I'd love to see
yeah.
the science on it.
I,
And
I
I recently saw Solomon in Vegas in the pre Crawford fight. Great, you know, I was talking to him about congratulating him on the Grand Prix. Loved the concept. And he was like,
Mhm.
and I was like, so the ladies, and he was like, don't worry, like he's like, it'll come, it'll come. And so, you know,
Okay.
incredible respect. I love what they're doing. I love that he really holds on to the prestige of and holds it to a high standard. Yeah, would love to see the research on that. I myself am huge into brain health. I mean, the research that's done on the neuroprotectiveness of creatine and cordyceps and lion's mane and how they're regrowing neurons in Alzheimer's and dementia patients using double extraction lion's mane tincture. Like there's when they thought that brain matter couldn't regrow and that plasticity stopped when you were young, and that is not true. I mean, we look at the studies on Mighty Mouse, Anthony Johnson in the UFC, and how his brain resiliency was even better. You know, there's ocular, and which is eye, and vestibular, which is ear, which are two gateways to the brain, the protectors of the brain. And there's so much out there. I have a hard time believing that 2 minute rounds when the UFC puts as much time as they do into their sports science. And so I'll probably just leave it with that the UFC puts a ton of money into sports science. Their women are fighting 5.5s.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're doing 5.5s, like
with 4-ounce gloves on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
right.
you ever been hit with a 4-ounce glove? You ever been hit with a
Hello.
bare knuckle? Absolutely not. Like,
Yeah, plus,
have to pay me more.
like I guess the way I see it is okay. So what's the difference between the heavyweights with the males and like lightweights with the males or flyweights? Well, they're separated by weight classes anyway. They're getting hit by people their size anyway.
True.
And I feel it's the same way with the women. Women are getting hit by women,
Hit by
right?
women,
So,
yeah,
Yep.
so
absolutely.
I feel, and there's already women doing it. I think Bumgarner's going to have a 3 minute round fight soon. So
Yep.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's almost like every time I have a fighter that's a woman on, this question just becomes like the talk. Like people just want to know. Like, just you want to fight 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I
Sorry.
I would say, so again, like when we looked 2016 games, IBA removed the headgear off the men. They had done an independent study saying that headgears increase concussions. That's actually after looking into the research, like that was actually founded, but not in the sense that they increase concussions. They increase concussions because they don't stop the brain from rattling. They really keep you from getting cuts. What stops concussion is neck strength. They have found that for every pound of neck strength that you have, it reduces concussion by 5%. Let me say that again, because those are massive numbers. Neck strength is the key to not getting concussions, guys. So
That's something.
it's it's huge. Like, think about that. Like, and honestly, like, we always say, like, do your abs, do your neck. What kind of neck work exercises are we actually doing? Are we learning how to tuck our chins? Are we learning how to engage our actual back, the muscles up here in the back of our necks? Are we only doing the front parts? So again, it's just kind of like, it's like you look at research like that and they took it off the men, they kept it on the women. Bizarre, it's supposed to increase concussions. They left it on the women. Again, bias studies are real, and what actually mitigates concussions, we know for a fact it's neck stability.
Wow.
I mean, look at Vinny Paz. He broke his back. They said he'd never fight again, and all he did was work his neck. And it really is it's a key to brain health and longevity in the sport, because I mean, CTE is real. We get micro concussions every time we step in the ring. So I would say, like, what is the foundedness and what does the actual science say?
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
You teach me a lot, Amelia.
Thank God for my autoimmune disease. I am just
No,
a sponge for the research.
You've always been a walking, knowledge,
Encyclopedia.
information.
I'm gonna have to go back to the archive and write down a lot of stuff she said and go research it. But
Well, I got a book coming out, guys. I got a
I'll
book coming out. It's coming out next year,
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
we'll have we'll have all the stuff in it. It's gonna be
Good.
great.
That's great. Man, I want to ask you this. So, how long have you been a boxing fan? Like growing up, later on till you started? Like, how long have you been a fan of the sport?
I mean, I've always been a fan of martial arts. I've been doing martial arts since I was 7 years old. I came into boxing right around the time I was 16, and I was just enthralled with it. I was emancipated at 16 years old, found boxing. It became super therapeutic, and it spoke to me the same way karate and martial arts did, where it was this thing that nothing was given to you, and it really gave you a sense of when you earn something, you earn more of who you are. Like, and it's just, it gives you that sense of like, really like, I did this, I built this, with my own energy, my own, hands, my sweat, my determination. And when I found boxing and I was going into the military, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this. And everyone's like, oh, why don't you do MMA? And I'm like, man, it's like NASCAR and Formula One. Like they both go vroom, not the same sport. Like it's so different. And it just really spoke to me. It spoke out to me, and it really became like therapy. I see so many people walk into boxing gyms of all shapes, sizes, walks of life, that have just gone through crazy stuff. And it's one of those places you walk into a gym, and it's like most people that are successful in this sport have been in a place of loneliness, or, some sort of lonely, like something tragic. And it speaks to that part of like digging out. And so, yeah, I think I grew up, and a lot of people are like, God, she's so articulate, and, went to college and all of this. And it's like, we grew up without, and we grew up hard, and there wasn't support. And it's, I just find that like when you create that structure and that stability, it just spoke to me. And I think that, yeah. And then as I like really started to get into boxing, it's like, wow, this is an art. This is such an art.
Absolutely, it is.
Who are some of your favorite fighters? Once you started kind of like being a fan of the sport?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of Lomachenko. I know that sounds, it's like everybody, right now it's like Bud. I get to train with Bud though. It's that he, to speak on Lomachenko, I love his angles. I love the fact that he can drop across, slipping in the same direction, and throw an opposite hand or make an exchange step, and it's just like he's up in your chest and you don't know where he is, and it's something, he really is the Matrix. And then you've got Bud, man, and it's like he's the first athlete that I ever got to train with that it was like his worth ethic spoke to mine. First time. I mean, there's a lot of people have different walks of life, and people do things the way they do them. So a lot of people that cut corners. There's a lot of people that say they're one thing, I'm the best ever, yada yada, and they don't walk the talk, and they what they're harboring behind closed doors and what people don't see on the screen, and eventually it comes out, right? Sorry.
It does.
Like eventually, like, and even just the way that we treat ourselves, we treat our bodies, you're not going to be able to keep it up for long. It's never about a matter. It's a matter of time. And Bud, man, like, holy cow. Like, it's just, even like the team, the people that he keeps around him, everybody rises to that energy, and it's like, everybody just gets better. So, I mean, two of my absolute favorite fighters. Love Lomachenko, love him, like love watching him fight. And I've gotten to see a lot of athletes, especially working with TCL for the last couple of years and being able to do their I was doing ringside commentary this summer. I got to watch a lot of fighters, and I got a few favorites that people don't even know who they are. So it's, that are super talented, that have that promise too, that are just, when you have it, and you've got the eye for it, and you've got the athleticism. It's like, dang, fireworks happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to ask you one more thing. It's about your opponent, Victoria Mason. I know you mentioned, she has like an MMA background. Are you doing anything different in preparation for this fight? Because I seen, like, I remember like during COVID, Clay Collard started doing boxing on Top Rank. He caught a lot of boxers off guard and beat them, and because
Yeah.
maybe he was very awkward. We saw Ngannou gonna give Fury some problems. He probably underestimated him, so on and so forth. Is there anything different you're doing for this preparation?
Yeah, in TCL, there's this kid, Joseph Rivas from Phoenix, Arizona. He's from Mesa, Arizona. Another MMA guy. Kid took like most exciting fighter. I mean, he's a background MMA guy. You do not know where it's coming from. They're explosive athletes, and they've got that. A lot of them have that wrestling mentality. And like, if you've
Mm-hmm.
never met a person with more grit than a wrestler, and you know that they're gritty, so it's like they're tough, they can take a punch, they walk through a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't. So yeah, I mean, definitely keeping that awareness, and I love that. Like a couple things that I like picked up that, it's like going back to Bud, I want to wrap my own hands. That has nothing to do with the fight. So I've been like learning that, but also switch fighting. I mean, I feel like when we get to a certain point, this is you are so proficient, you should be able to punch off of any foot. And then all of a sudden you
Yeah.
start going southpaw. So I've
Yeah.
been playing with that. I've been
I love
sparring
it.
with it. It has been so much fun. And like my hips
Wow.
are like, sometimes my hips would get really tight. And it's just like, well, now I'm actually working both sides of my body. But
Yeah.
along with that, I've had the opportunity to, up in Denver, there's so many UFC fighters, and got to jump into camp with Rose Namajunas, and also Nili Block was over from Israel, and she is a 7-time world champion kickboxer.
Wow.
Amazing. The last 3 weeks of sparring these women have been eye-opening. Also, like, one of my favorite places to be is with elite athletes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's the smile that's on my face after we get done doing 10 rounds is like, I just had so much fun. Like my mind, like I had to be fast. There's small margins for error. It's fast paced as hell. They're in great shape. And then, both of their backgrounds, one's kickboxing and judo, and then Rose is, obviously very seasoned MMA fighter with a great stand up. Again, these are explosive athletes. They are
Yes.
all switch stance. They throw punches from really bizarre angles, really weird feints. So it was, yeah, I doing things differently only to add more tools to my toolbox,
That's
so
so
it's
awesome.
been really fun.
That's so exciting, Amelia. I'm so happy for you and so proud of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Really.
Like, do you think boxing is because it's such an old sport that it became so refined? So when someone from another combat sport kind of comes along, it shows you maybe things you didn't really think about. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's obviously it's like you go into different parts of the world. Like we fought all over the world. The Chinese fight way different than the Irish do, right? And it's the same way in the US. We have flavors in every parts of our country. Like, Houston fighters don't fight like LA fighters, and Miami fighters have that Cuban flavor. So a lot of them, there's a lot of Cubans in
Mm-hmm.
Miami, a lot of Cubans in
Mm-hmm.
Vegas, are not going to fight like New Yorkers. That they're just not. Like we even have different flavors and different seasonings in our athletes here in the U.S. So, but yeah, I would say that. And even the U.S. they always say like we use the Philly, the shoulder roll, the Philly shell. We've got a different style, but absolutely, Samson, leave the bowl alone. He's gonna
Precious.
start drinking water. He gets bored and he just drinks water for no
It's
reason.
okay.
Stay hydrated. We love you, old man.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. I think that think about when you spar or you fight somebody without a lot of experience. They may not even be an MMA fighter. Their timing is bizarre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we, especially as an elite level, like we start to get used to a certain tempo and breaking that tempo and seeing certain things that elite fighters do, so that
Yeah.
sometimes when you get in the ring with somebody who's less experienced and they're wild or
Yes,
they're
dangerous.
it's dangerous. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like what the hell?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, being proficient, and it's every now and then it's like, okay, you know, I have to keeping that awareness that things are not always going to be in these boxes. Yeah, definitely.
Who do you
What was your
dream about matching up with? Like a dream fight. Like who would be like
ooh,
somebody you would just love to go up against?
Oh my gosh.
look at you, Christine.
Stop it. Um,
Amelia loves me and I love her. We would
she's
never.
on the Christmas list, man.
That's right.
Um, I'm trying to think like, you know, big fights. I always there's other people that have had things in mind. Things happen so fast. So it's like even if you know, people are like, oh, I'm gonna call out this person. It's like
Yeah.
they might not even be boxing in a year and a half. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like by the
right.
time and I've been really building to be able to make that have the notoriety so that I can be like, this is the fight that I want.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that are like, we want to see you fight Michaela. There's so
Uh-huh.
many people that have said we'd love to see you fight Alicia.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, so you know, it's just we'll see. We'll see. You know, they're still there. I've got my eyes set on those progressive fights. We're really hoping to be able to make that fight with is it the one that Alicia is actually fighting now, and it's like, oh crap, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
that's off the
Mm-hmm.
table now because that's a lot of money that
Right.
probably more so than what we'd be able to offer currently. So
Right, right,
um
right.
Layla
Now that
from
she's fighting her.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I'm looking for those progressive fights. Like, let's do it, ladies. Like
Good for
I
you.
I want I want skill. I want skill. I want, you know, it's I have so much fun, you know, being in there. I'm a high endurance athlete, high
Mm-hmm.
pace, you know, high
Yeah.
IQ. So yeah, I don't know. There's always people like, oh, I'd love to see you fight Michaela. You know, and I'm like, oh, this is a sparring
Yeah.
partner for so long, and be people with like Alicia.
Right.
And like I was also a sparring partner for Alicia. So when I
Yeah.
fought her
Yeah.
in the amateurs. So it's you know, I've been a sparring partner for Katie Taylor, and you know, I was one of the first females they ever Ross ever brought in before they even brought women in to her camp. So, yeah, I love to be with the top and learn and us push each other. So it's like, you know, when those opportunities happen, it's like I do feel like I'm ready.
Daniel asked, who trains you?
So I train here in Colorado Springs. My head coach is Alex Love, who's actually a female, and she's
Alex, yes.
yeah
I'm
one
so
of the
glad.
yeah one
That
of the
makes me so happy.
few females that few women that
Yes.
I would ever you know.
Yes.
There's
That makes
only
me
a
so
handful
happy.
of us out there that are capable. So yeah, Alex Love trains is my head coach. We you know I affiliate and I'm always talking to B&B and Red, and they're always in my corner, you
Mm-hmm.
know, if I
Love
ever
her.
need anything. But so it's Alex, and then Alex Rivera is my second in my corner, who's Rashida Ellis's coach and was Rashida Ellis's coach, foundations coach, and dude's a wealth of knowledge. I mean, him and his son are going to be in my corner, him and Andrew, this coming fight, and it's so funny.
Nice.
His son is I trained with him out in Boston also, and have just grown a really big, really good sounded relationship with them from
That's so
TCL.
great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And by the way, I love your the name of your Instagram, one more underscore round.
Yeah.
That's two O's, by the way, for anyone who wants to follow.
Mm-hmm.
One more question I have for you. You did mention you said karate was your first martial art. Was your first martial art?
Yeah. When I was 7. Yep.
Is there any like thing from karate that you still use right now today?
I mean, it was my foundation, right? So, I mean, the discipline, the curiosity, I think that some of the footwork, you know, learning to throw punches, it was my first taste of competition. I did sparring and kata since I was 7. So, that was my first, you know, combat sport that was, we actually did full contact. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if definitively I'm like, oh, this is something that I brought with me, other than like that was my first exposure. And so I think it definitely has had something to do with me as an athlete.
That
Well,
makes
there you
sense.
go.
That makes sense.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on. We
Yes.
appreciate your time. Any final words you got before we let you go? Any message you want to put out there?
I mean, if I have links already up on my website, ameliamoreboxing.com. If anybody's looking to live stream, and you can't remember where to find that, just go ahead and click on there. Sign up for my newsletter. I am now sending out newsletters, and just to keep everybody informed. I won't spam you. It's just to keep you guys informed and updated. I always have lots of discounts with my partners, my partnerships that I have. So always trying to save people money. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on nutrition, health and wellness, if I don't have the answers, I always know somebody that does. So hope you tune in for the fight.
Definitely.
Keep tuning in. It's going to be, it's been a great ride. It's about bringing the joy back into it. And I would just say, love each other. World's freaking crazy. You don't know when you're about to clock out. So love each other and hug the people next to you. So
that's true.
I appreciate you guys.
Amelia, it was so great. And I was so glad to see you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Thanks for coming on.
I appreciate you so much. I'm glad I saw you in Vegas, and to create this opportunity to come and join you guys.
Yes. Yay.
Absolutely.
You have a good night.
Thank you. Night, y'all.
Bye.
Right, there we go. The one and the only Amelia Moore. So there you go. Christine?
Yes.
So let's I kicked myself out. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, you kicked yourself out. I was like, okay.
I guess it's her and Christina. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
but let's so you were bashing Boots a little bit ago?
I was not bashing Boots.
Come on, let's give Boots a break. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
He's gotten 34 breaks.
All right.
According to you, with stand units, no, so 33 breaks.
I want to talk about the living legend. I don't know what he's drinking. I don't know what renaissance he's got. I don't know what's going on. But Manny Pacquiao, who I think beat Mario Barrios, he should be the oldest welterweight champion of all time at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? I don't know if it's official, but the reports are acting like it's official. Rolly Romero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Pacquiao's going to win.
You do?
Yes.
Do you? So,
from what I saw, yes. Now, granted, I know he's like 97 years old at this point, but so obviously you grow old overnight,
Well, if you would have asked me this before I saw the performance that Rolly had with Ryan, I would have said absolutely yes, Manny's going to win. After I saw the performance of he and Barrios, because he looked good, he did. Mm-hmm. The only thing, but Rolly looked so good against Ryan. I mean, he looks like he's totally added more things to his freaking toolbox. He's doing more things. He's more agile. Like, I mean, he was boxing. He looked really good, and we all know that he's really, really strong. The only thing that concerns me is that he had said that it was getting very hard for him to make 147. And he was thinking about moving up to 154. So he's obviously having some problems, as far as dropping the weight. So that's the only thing that would concern me. Like, would he dehydrate himself so much that he has no energy, like when he fought Tank. But
okay.
That's my only concern. But I think if he's good, then he wins. And Manny can please ride off into the sunset, please.
If Manny at 99 years old could make it to 147, why can't he make it 147? What's going on?
No, I don't know.
You're a young man. He's a young man.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just telling you what he said. Everybody's bodies are different.
He's complaining about making weight when 107-year-old Manny Pacquiao's going to make weight. What's going on right now? He's a senator.
Quite a bit taller. He's quite a bit taller. I will say that.
By the way, Christine, we need you to show Pacquiao some respect and refer to him as Senator Pacquiao. I'm throwing that out there.
You know what? I love Manny. He's up there with one of my top 10s. You're like, I love Manny. He is a legend. But I do want to see him, drinking Mai Tais on the beach. I think that we've seen enough of him, and I understand it's really hard to let things go, but it's time. So let's go ahead and make this fight.
I get that he's 110 years old, Christine, but we gotta chill. Like you're pushing him out the door at this point. After he legitimately, in my opinion, should have had a win over Mario Barrios.
I agree. I definitely agree. And then, but I believe, excuse me, Rolly will win, and then it's time for him to say, "Okay, I'm done."
Well, look, obviously, I mean, they'll both probably be done, win, lose, or draw at that point. But Manny
What do you mean both
Pacquiao,
be done? Rolly can still go on. What do you mean?
not if Manny beats him. I think he'll probably call it a day, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think so.
If you lose to a dude that's 118 years old
He
at
won't.
that point, you know what I
No,
mean?
I don't believe so.
Senator Manny Pacquiao, who, by the way, I guess he thinks he still got it because he went the distance against Mario Barrios. Did you see? I guess I don't know if Mayweather was inspired, but he's talking about coming back. Mayweather's older than Pacquiao, so he's going to do an exhibition. He might come back.
Ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, boxing has definitely changed. There's definitely it's changed, and I personally don't want to see it. You know, I had people. Yes, I do have them for sale, Daniel. I had people calling me and saying if Mayweather, because it was going to be Mayweather and who is it going to be?
Tyson, right? You're talking about the exhibition?
Yeah, Tyson. I had people calling me that I went to high school with, and like people were like, "Oh, if they fight, we're going to that fight," and I'm like,
"What? They didn't call you for like Crawford, Canelo, or they called you for that?"
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so we purists, boxing heads, like we're like, come on, man. But then people that don't watch boxing on a regular basis, they're gonna buy these tickets. They're gonna make lots of money. You know, they are.
Because you know what's going on, Christine, about Mayweather. You know he's looking at Mario Barrios. You know he's looking how Manny looked against him. You know he's looking at Rolly Romero, and he's saying to himself, "I could beat those guys."
Of course, they all do that. They can't let it go.
But you know, speaking of not letting it go, like you know who kept going back to the well too many times. You wouldn't listen, and it's Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Right. Like nobody thought like Macho Camacho would knock him out. He got knocked out by Macho Camacho. I mean, because he kept coming back when he had no business in the ring anymore.
There's many. Roy Jones Jr.
Well, his was an over and over again case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Mayweather's never been knocked out though.
No, he hasn't.
He takes care of his body. Doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. Right?
No, but do you really want to see him back in there?
You know what? If he can beat Rolly Romero or Mario Barrios, go 51-0, become world champion, how old will he be? Like 48, 49? I mean, that is an amazing human feat. I mean,
it is an amazing human feat, but if he loses, well, he was old. He was out of the ring too long.
Totally legit.
You know, I mean,
I don't think he's going to lose to those guys.
I just don't really care to see it. I'm sorry.
But yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. As long as they don't fight like what some of the other guys that are very dangerous, I'm good with it. But it is what it is. So one more thing, and we'll call it a day. Pitbull Cruz, the pay-per-view star, Pitbull Cruz, and Lamont Roach gonna be on pay-per-view. Like, why do we have to charge? Why does PBC have to charge us for every fight? Like, what's going on here? Like,
I don't know. You have to ask them. I don't know.
$79.99 to watch Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach. Love both guys, fan of both guys, but damn, bro, we're getting a lot of great fights for free. Like at this point, but
yeah, and I think the pay-per-view is coming to an end pretty soon. I mean, I do. I think they're not going to be able to do this much longer. I don't.
You know, maybe Amazon just doesn't want to get the fight without the paper. I don't know, but this is what we got. Big opportunity for Lamont Roach here, and for Pitbull Cruz, quite frankly.
Yeah, I was going to say, and for Pitbull, yeah.
And in my opinion,
Here we go.
I think both these guys. No, hold on. I think both these guys beat Tank Davis. I scored the fight for Pitbull Cruz over Tank Davis, and people were like, "No, Tank was taking it easy on him. Tank had a bad hand. No, it wasn't easy when Tank was getting hit because he let himself get hit, like whatever the hell his fans were saying. right? But with that said, I thought Roach clearly beat Tank. I don't even think it's that hard to score that fight. And
Clearly.
with the knockdown he didn't get right on top
Yes.
of that.
And they both have very different styles. So we can't say, oh, well, if Roach beat him, then, maybe he's going to beat Pitbull. Or since Pitbull beat him, but he didn't get
Right.
it, then that means, they're very different styles.
Yeah, Ken Max is not in Australia. He's never going to go on. They're never going to stop the pay-per-views over there. Apparently not. Thurman Fundora, by the way, also on pay-per-view. It's one of those things where I love the fights. I just don't like the fact that it's on pay-per-view. I don't know. I don't know. Have they looked around? Like, do they not know how expensive groceries are right now?
I know. I was just gonna say I'm gonna have to get a second job to get these fights. Like, seriously.
I'd have to mow some lawns to pay these fights.
Right. Seriously. I mean, nobody just. I mean, not me. Just okay. Well. Oh yeah. No big deal.
I mean, maybe your neighbor needs his lawn mowed or something, and you get $10 out of that, and then find 10 more yards.
I'll do a few more personal training sessions.
But I do like the fight, though. I do think, as much as I'm a fan of Pitbull Cruz, and I'll continue to be a fan of Pitbull Cruz, I just think, I think Lamont Roach will outbox him. I think it'll be.
Wow.
I think it'll be like a.
I am so proud of you.
Like a 9-3-ish decision. He won't stop him. I know that. You can't stop Pitbull. Pitbull Cruz has a neck the size of his neck is bigger than his head.
Well, he could stop him at the body. You never know.
Have you ever seen a dude with a neck bigger than his head?
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, headshots are one thing.
I don't think he's got a neck. That's why he's so short. There's no neck on Pitbull Cruz.
That's why he doesn't get concussions.
Yeah, he gets so concussions. That's why. Body shots, I don't think. I mean, look, anything can happen.
Possible, bro.
Anything's possible, but it's more likely Pitbull Cruz knocks him out, quite frankly.
No, it's
if
not.
It's going to be a knockout, that's going to be a knockout.
I mean, he's going to come straight for Roach. Roach is not just going to stand there. He's going to outbox him.
I will say this, though. I do think it's going to be a very exciting fight.
It's going to be a good fight. It is.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more exciting than he and Tank. The only reason why he and Tank were so exciting is because of the die-hard, Tank fans that, but I think it's going to be more exciting fight.
Okay.
Well, I don't know yet. I'm looking at my schedule. I have so much stuff coming up. I need to get out to these fights more.
Yeah. Yeah, but we gotta wait. Sometimes we don't know where we're gonna go, guys. So like a month out or 2 weeks out. You know what I mean?
I've got so much. Yeah.
It just is what it is. One more thing. Well, what do you make of Tim Tszyu right now? Switching teams and things. He fired his whole team. He fired his coaches. Man, he fired everybody. He started from scratch. He said he's been too loyal.
Are they the problem? Are they the problem? The coaches, are they the problem? Sometimes
to be fair,
he need to look within themselves.
So he hasn't said they're the problem because I think he knows that would sound bad, but he's implied it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's implied it by saying I was just too loyal. It was hard to change. It was the same thing that was with my dad. Well, apparently your dad didn't have a problem with that team, but it's a different story.
And he was a way better boxer, but anyway.
Well, yeah, Cassius, who's amateur pedigree and everything that, yeah, for sure. Big right hand.
So maybe it was you. Maybe it was you, Tim. And let's just see how you're going to do now this late in the game with another team.
What I wanted to ask you was, it's like, look, there's nothing wrong with choosing teams and all that, right?
No, it's not at all.
But he's made, I just feel like he's made a spectacle out of it. Like it's become a whole oh, this is my new team. He's like 20 posts about it all over social media. There's all these articles about it. Like, you know what I mean? And he's going to come back better than ever. He's got that fire burning inside. You know what I mean? And he's going to America. He's going to meet 5 coaches from the USA.
Wow.
Abel Sanchez is one of them. I think that's a good fit. Abel did really good with the Triple G.
Mm-hmm.
And he has that style that comes from like the Soviet tree, and I think he did a good job with that. Okay. And I think Robert Garcia was not on the list, and neither was Freddie Roach.
That didn't look like it didn't seem like that would be a good fit.
No, I'm trying to remember Lyndon said them yesterday, and I forgot a lot of them, but there's some pretty solid the guy that trains the Japanese cat Nakatani, man, I forget his name, but he's going with him. So it's going to be
So they're going to work
interesting.
their magic.
Yeah, so I guess so. That's what they're doing.
It's
So
going to totally change his whole style.
well, you don't think the right coach with the right chemistry, if he's patient and all that, you don't think he can
I'm not
improve?
saying that it's impossible. I'm not saying that. I think, if that was the situation, that it is the team, sure, that can happen. That definitely can happen. I think just the fact that, like
Yes.
what you're saying, that he's posting it all over social media, making it a big deal. Just go try these guys out. Let's see how it goes. Let them come out with you on your fight. Because you don't want to get too ahead of yourself where, okay, this is what I need, this fire, I'm going to be great, and then everything flops. Not that it will. It could totally like go the opposite way. But just see how things go. See how things go. Let other people praise your new team.
Yeah, I just think when someone is talking too much, it's like they're trying
Mhm.
to convince
Convince
themselves.
themselves. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So you're doing all this stuff, and then you get with them, and then your next fight you don't do well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of setting yourself up for double failure.
And regardless of what happens, I don't want to see him blame his new management. From
No,
what I'm hearing, that new manager is a really good manager.
that's good.
And so I don't want to hear any. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I have the fire burning inside and switching teams. I don't know about
Right,
any of that. You know what I mean? So,
right.
yeah, Rudy Hernandez is the other guy who's a really good
Okay.
coach. So,
Yeah, yeah, he's a good coach.
um,
They're
you
all
know.
great coaches. They're
Oh,
all
and
great coaches.
the guy from Vegas, short dude,
Salas.
Salas. Yes, yeah. I
He's a
think I don't know if
great
Salas
coach.
is. I don't know if he matches up with him, but Hector Bermudez, my guy, Armando Martinez, Rabbi fighting October 12th at the Hard Rock
Okay, thank you, coach.
Seminole.
Thank you so much.
That's right. Shout out to today. That sounds great. So there you go. All
Hmm.
right, Christine, Triple G, Hall of
Triple.
Fame. He's in the ballot.
Yes.
First of all, they said that Vernon Forrest is barely on the ballot. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy to me. I'm sorry. I think Vernon should already be a Hall of Famer. It's my opinion. But Triple G, Ryan came out and said he doesn't think he's a Hall of Famer. And I disagree with Ryan. He's definitely a Hall of Famer.
I do too. And you have to understand that the people that are on the board, the people that vote, they all have their own personal opinions. Plus they have influences. Plus they have people like, it's all subjective.
And it's a very American bias, to be honest, the
Absolutely
International
it
Box Hall of
is.
Fame. So if Triple G gets in, it's not because it's an American bias,
Right.
right? But I think he should get in. I mean, it's
I
just the
think
way it
so
is.
too. Absolutely he should.
And so should Forrest. And rest in peace to
Absolutely.
Forrest. So
100%.
yeah,
I
Vernon Forrest
agree.
taken from us because he was getting carjacked and he decided to fight back and they shot him. So just be
Yeah,
careful out there, people.
absolutely.
So Triple G Hall of Fame all day
Mhm.
every day. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go to the induction?
I really need to like look at all these dates that are coming up because I need to get more now that I'm home and now it's been a year that I've been home from Team USA. I want to go to more fights and get more involved in these things. But I've just been so busy at the gym. It's crazy. I have some good talent coming up, our girl is going to camp in November, and then I have some other boxers that are coming up and they're also going to be in the spotlight. So I've been so busy, but I really want to get more involved. I need two of me. Like I really do.
Hmm,
I don't know how the
I
cloning
agree.
thing goes, but I might need to do that in the very near future.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, look, it's been a long day for both of us. It's been a
Yes.
great podcast. Hopefully, we
Yes,
can come
sir.
back next Monday and keep doing this box topics.
Yeah.
HCP presents box topics. Everybody, any final words, Christine?
No, just everybody have a great night. Thanks for tuning in on this Monday and have a wonderful week.
Yeah, if you guys just tuned in, go back, check out the interview and the other
Yeah,
topics.
Amelia was
We,
great.
I mean, it was
She was
phenomenal,
great.
actually. I think that Story Chazatao is very underrated. I think it needs to be out there
Absolutely.
more.
She's a great girl.
100%. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace. Peace.